Hey everybody, thanks for bearing with me. I'm a little bit sick, so that's why I sound nasally. But this is a makeup tutorial from start to finish. And first, I'm using a moisturizer and clipping my hair back. And very first, I did my skincare and washed my hands. Make sure you only touch your face with clean hands, okay? And now I'm going to use an eyelid primer because this is going to be a very basic eyeshadow tutorial. So I'm using an e.l.f. primer in a skin tone that's very close to mine, and I use my ring finger typically to tap it into my skin because your eye skin is very delicate and your ring finger is like the weakest finger on your whole hand. I heard somewhere. Let me know. And these are the 3 brushes that I'm going to be using today. We start with a fluffy brush and then an eyeshadow brush that's more rounded and dense. And then this one is the densest. I'm going to be using it to pat on some eyeshadow for more of a liner look. So starting with the fluffiest brush, I like to pick a matte shade that's close to my skin tone. This will be my transition shade. And I'm really just going to buff this onto my entire lid, crease up to my eyebrow. It's so close in color to my skin tone, it doesn't really matter here, but if you were going with a deeper, darker shade, be mindful of where you're putting it. And now with the eyeshadow brush, which is a little bit more dense, I like to pat a darker color on in the shape that I want to see it, okay? Pat first, and then blend, okay? You don't need like a ton of eyeshadow from the palette onto this brush. Pat it on in the places that you want and then blend out the edges. And going underneath my eye, which is kind of a new technique for me, and I just like to blend it in. And now I'm going in with the most dense, tiniest brush. It's slightly rounded, and I'm using that to pat this darkest shade from the palette into like right along the crease of my eyelashes. And be gentle, okay? I'm holding the brushes way far away so that when I'm blending and when I'm pushing things into my eyes, I'm not actually pushing them, right? I'm not gouging my eye out. I'm being very gentle. And now I'm going to line the underneath waterline of my eye with a black pencil. I find that doing this gives a little bit more dimension and shape, and it's just like a smudge, like to make it more smoky and dark. Now for skin, I go in with a primer, and just like the moisturizer, rub that all over my face, and I don't stop at my neckline. I go all the way down. And now this is a concealer I like to put under my eye, and I'm just doing this as a simple, my day-to-day look. Sometimes I use a little wet sponge to pat this on, but I'm just using my fingers right now. Same thing with this e.l.f. Foundation, which I have to look into it. Sometimes it looks pretty splotchy over my primer. I gotta see if they're both water-based or silicone primers. You can't really mix the two, all right? So I don't know. This is a new foundation. I'm not really a fan of the color on me. I think it's a little too yellow, but we'll see. I'll look into it. And now some blush. I go in with a different brush here. I think I would probably prefer doing something else with the brush because, there was a lot on the one side, even though I blew off most of the product. There was just more on my right cheek than my left. But now I'm just rubbing it in with my fingertips to try to smooth it, blend it. I don't know. I don't think my brush type was the best for that. And now it's a different brush. Maybe I should have used this for the blush. It's like more rounded and softer. Yeah. And I'm just using that with a translucent powder all over my face, smooth stuff out. And the biggest deal, the best thing I could ever do with makeup is put on mascara. Mascara really makes my looks. So the first time I do a coat on each upper lash, each eye, okay, before I put more product onto the mascara wand. And without putting more product on, that's when I do my lower lashes, because I don't want to go over the top with my lower lashes. I just want to use like whatever was left on the wand for the lower. And this is the finished look. It's simple. It's a little bit more makeup on my skin than I normally wear. But yeah, I think this is a doable look. I hope you try it if you're a beginner to makeup like I was. Like I still am, probably. And let me know what you think. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.